Alright, guys, welcome on back to Tech to Cash. Today I'm going to drop some nuggets of knowledge on you about some digital marketing related techniques. So stay tuned for those tips. So I just want to talk in general, not too much, but just a little bit about just how you can understand digital marketing, what it kind of is, and different sort of benefits of using these techniques. And so digital marketing is mainly when you're using the internet or apps or different sorts of resources that are digital, right? So that can be online. I'm not sure if you would count like phone calling as digital marketing, but maybe to some extent. But basically what you usually need is an audience, right? Because you can put out ads, you can put out, you know, a Craigslist post or an eBay post, or open up an OfferUp store or a Shopify or Etsy shop, or make a whole website. You can use affiliate links, you can blog, you can put a whole shopping website up. But what you really want is to make money off of something that you're selling. So either you're selling your own products, right? Because you've created a brand around your own product, or you're selling other people's products through their brand, either through affiliate marketing or other sorts of methods that you might have your hands on something. Even like arbitrage, retail arbitrage, or drop shipping, but those are very complex nowadays because PayPal is a big issue. So if you can find a way around waiting on money that's on hold, then you can do drop shipping and retail arbitrage as quickly as it was once available to do before. But nowadays it is a lot more complex, because what people used to do is they would say, if I'm selling an item, right? Say I'm selling a Nike wallet, and the Nike wallet is something I can find online for $10, but in stores it's $30. And so I can sell it maybe for $25, and I get it online for $10. That means if I'm selling it, I'm making a profit, right? It's cheaper than in the stores. Someone would buy it cheaper. It would be $5 cheaper if they bought it from you, but then you're making an extra, an extra like $15 off of that, that you wouldn't have had before, right? So what happens with drop shipping or even retail arbitrage, that the item, you can find it, if you can find it for $10 and someone's paid you $25, previously PayPal would clear the $25 at least for the shipping amount or the whole amount, and then you would basically purchase the $10 item, ship it out, and then either wait for the money to clear, or you would use, you'd have the money already and you would go buy the item, then ship it, right? But now you can't really do that in that way. So the process has changed. So that's one issue. Another, yeah, so basically when you're thinking of ads and sales and, putting stuff up, what you really want to have, in all honesty, is going to be that audience that, is going to purchase your stuff, right? So you either need some form of an audience or leads of people who you can sell to. So a way to get an email list or something along those lines. But if you're posting stuff online, one thing you're going to need really, which is where these tips are coming in, is you really need a method to get your stuff seen, right? Because the more people see your posts and your ads and what you have for sale, anything you're selling, they're going to be able to buy it and you're going to get more money. But you can have the cheapest item or the best priced item, and if nobody sees it, you're not going to get a cent, right? So those are difficult things that come up. So let me jump into this. I've done a 5 minute spiel here, um, just about some overview, some background on stuff. So let's see what we come up with here. So one thing I do is I go on Fiverr and I request people to bring traffic to my posts for increasing sales, right? So that's how I increase my sales. A lot of times I use Fiverr. Um, One thing you can request from a Fiverr um, entrepreneur or a Fiverr freelancer is basically request advice or mentorship from them. A lot of times you might have to pay, but I mean, hey, if they know what they're doing and they're making money and you see their reviews are good and you see, hey, like they've made like however many sales, if you see kind of like how many people are purchasing their product or their service and the reviews are great and it seems like they're legit and you've talked to them for a bit, I would say talk to them for a bit if you're spending a bit of money on their services, they can help you. And so I'm going to jump right in here to some things that I've learned that I would really like to share because I find this to be incredibly helpful. So, one thing you really need to know is how to analyze. If you don't know how to analyze what you're looking for, as far as, there's different categories that go into an analysis that can tell you, okay, what you need to improve to get more sales, who you need to approach to get more sales. There are a lot of different things that you can come across. So one thing would be, sorry, I'm trying to like open up my notes here so I can like look at it and read it to you. Having a promotional sales copy, right? So promotional sales copy is basically the content that provides your information, what you're selling, what about the item, what you're promoting, why you're promoting it, how is it important, what is it that is a problem that's getting solved by this item that you're selling or by this service that you're selling. Also, market research analytics. So market research analytics are very helpful. Using hashtags, you can put hashtags in your posts so that it, also creates a bit of traffic towards your posts. You can also create a promotional URL link. And so some people take the links, they make them into one of those bit.ly shortened links. And you can use those links because they look more legit and you can make it directly point to your website. So say you want to post that link all over the place, you're basically using that and you're going to post that link in other places so that people can see your site. Let's see, there are some other things that you want to focus on. Artwork is another one. Showing the main item and maybe some thumbnails of different angles. One way that's cool to arrange it is basically one big picture of the item and maybe four or six or so small pictures that you can see underneath. Just kind of horizontally underneath the main photo of what you're selling. So say, for example, if you're selling a plant, you might show the seedling, like maybe your main picture is the fully grown plant, and then you might show a small thumbnail of the seedling, maybe a small thumbnail of, the fruit that comes from it if there's a fruit, maybe a thumbnail of the seeds, maybe another thumbnail of the packaging, and you might have, to the right side of that, just a short blurb about like what it is that the product is going to resolve, right? Compared to competitors. And so something like, hey, you don't have to put it in these words, but like here's a better way, to produce tomatoes. These tomatoes are tastier than, whatever competitors that you have, and you might list those other ones there, and just have to the right, so it's basically going to look like one big picture, a big rectangle. Half of that rectangle on the right side is going to be kind of like how you compare to your competitors, maybe not in those exact words, but hey, my product is better than theirs. And of course, I'm not recommending people lie. So if you have a shit product, say it, but if you don't have a shit product, say why it's better than the others. It's good to be an expert on what you're selling, and it's good to use other products similar to what you're selling, or at least research them and review them to see the problems that come up, to see what it is that what you're selling can actually resolve, or if you found a way people can use your product to resolve issues, you can mention that too. So videos are recommended. Videos are very highly recommended. You want to see, when you look at your competitors, you really want to look at those guys. You really want to see what it is that they are doing that's getting them the sales, right? And how they're getting their traffic and how it converts to sales. So I'm opening up my Fiverr account right now. So just please bear with me. So I'm looking in real time right now, and I apologize severely for, making you guys wait, but I do these spur of the moment posts for these podcasts, and so I'm kind of doing it on the fly, just after work, sitting in my car. So you can hire somebody on Fiverr to make a profitable marketing plan for your startup business. That's an option. So if you want to just know how they even make a plan, I'm going to reveal that information to you about how to make a profitable marketing plan. And what it's supposed to look like. And you can tailor that to your own site, right? Or your own online store. And this, again, is going for digital marketing. So the first thing they ask you is, there's an introduction basically that you would want to fill out, and you can take notes on this. I would recommend take notes on what I'm saying right now. This is basically what you need to make sales. So in your introduction, if you call that section 1, 1.0, because digital marketing and digital sales and online sales it's an overloaded market. It's easy to get drowned in that when you have a product or when you are promoting something and you're not well known. So if you don't already have a following or an audience of some form that's already looking at other stuff that you have, how are you going to get known, right? And so basically, you want to know how to stand out, how to get people's attention, how to get traffic and how to convert that traffic into sales, and also repetitive sales. So if you're selling more items, you want customers to come back, just like any store. If you own, I don't know, what's a popular store? A lot of those stores are going out of business, but say if you own a Macy's and, you sell Nikes, I'm on a Nike, Nike's on my mind today. Say you sell Nikes. When the new brand of Nikes come out in 2021 of whatever you're selling, you want customers who were interested before to come back. So how do you even keep track of who's coming the first time, who bought the first time, and who would be potentially purchasing another round or in the future? So in general, they recommend that digital marketing should solve 5 major issues: driving the right traffic and the right audience, right? So you need traffic, because traffic converts to sales. If you have no traffic, you can have the best, cheapest item. If nobody sees it, nobody's going to buy it, right? You want to generate qualified leads. So you want to figure out how to find quality people. Yes, you can have a lot of traffic, but if the people that say if you're selling a car, or like a large ticket item that costs a lot of money, and your audience is 12-year-olds or people who can't afford it or can't even drive it, there's no point, right? Like, you want the audience to be appropriate for what you're actually selling. So if you're selling a car, you want people who are maybe into mechanics, or people who want their first car, or whatever that car is good for. You want someone who's going to buy that, and you want the right people who are looking for that. Again, you want to convert those leads into customers. You want to maximize profit from customers and make them loyal. And you also want to make customers into people who are also like spreading the news about your item, so that you're getting more traffic from word of mouth, from shares, from likes, from other people. Maybe people are reviewing your stuff. That would help too. And so it helps to gain trust from the target audience. And to do that, you're basically going to have to be an authority on what you're selling. People can tell if you are just trying to sell something just for the money, and you don't know why, or you don't know how it's good, or if you don't own one, why the heck would they want it, right? And you want it to be able to solve their problems or pains or conditions or situations. If it's not resolving an issue, if it's too expensive, and the cheaper one that's out there works just as good, and there's no benefit to buying your more expensive product, people aren't going to buy it. You want to know what your business challenges are. You want to know who your competitors are, and you want to know them inside and out, so that you can do some of the things they're doing. Maybe not be a complete copycat, but also see what isn't working for them and try to steer away from those practices. So Section 2.0, you want to create a strategy to resolve the challenge that you come up with. So if you have challenges that come up, you want to solve the business challenge and reach a goal, right? So if you don't know your ideal client, that's one problem. If you don't know what the market is buying, that's another problem. If you don't have the right mindset going in, that's another problem. If you don't use, your own unique skills and intellect, and if you're kind of just being repetitive and doing the same old thing everybody else is doing and not standing out, that's going to create another issue. And so you basically want to figure out within those issues that every business could potentially have, which of those issues are pertaining to your business, right? And so let's say if you don't know the ideal client or what the market is buying, right? So the ideal client is the one who's going to give you the most amount of money with the least amount of stress, right? So they're going to purchase right away. They're not going to have issues with it. They're not going to ask for like edits or returns or any old weird thing like that. If you don't know who your ideal audience is, you're going to attract the wrong people. And the wrong people, the wrong audience is going to be expensive, because you're spending money with the hopes that these people are going to purchase, and then they never do, or they don't do it. And that costs you time, and it's going to cost you money. Money's going to cost you, time is going to cost you money, in all honesty. 2.11 would be, creating an avatar, right? So when you think about who or what brand or person or entity or whatever it may be can you model after, say if it's a car, what is ideally something similar to what you're selling that's out there, right? That you would say, hey, this brand is something I want to strive to be like. This is ideal. And then you want to see if it's a validated avatar. That's section 2.1.2. So to identify your ideal client, we're going to have to analyze what the competition looks like. And so you need to know the customer's interests. You need to be able to define your ideal client, know all about their demographics. So when you look at competitors, you want to know how to get attention, right? So how to get attention from the target customers or from your audience. And I'm going to use these kind of different phrases like interchangeably. So basically, if we can get attention of the competitors' customers, then we have the attention of the ideal client, right? So good to know. So if you already have trouble getting traffic and you know what your ideal competitors are and you know how you compare to them, if you can if you have any similarities or some needs that you can meet better than your competitors, put that out there and find a way to get the attention of the ideal clients that are already interacting with those competitors, that are already purchasing from the competitors. So what you need is a competitive analysis. You need to analyze what it is that these other people are doing. You need to know things like how many visits are their sites getting per day, per week, per month. What do those analytics look like? You want to look at the device distribution. Are they using mobile apps? Are they using desktops? Are they getting things in the mail? I don't know. Email, who knows? Like, try and find out that information. You want to be able to run analytics or find the analytics. And then you also want to know which countries are most likely to buy from you. You want to know those policies on, do they use PayPal? Can they use credit cards? Do they only use Bitcoin? Like, what kind of issues are you going to come up with if you're in the US and you're selling only in Germany, and if there's some sort of an illegal component, like say for example if you're selling hemp seeds or something like that, you can't sell those all over the world. So maybe if I'm in California, I can maybe sell them, but also I need a license and I can't really mail it just from my house. You have to have all sorts of proper clearance. So you need to know these kind of details. Very important lately, for quite the past few years, would be top referring websites. So which websites are referring to your competitors? Like, where are they getting their referrals from, right? Sorry, I am sweating. Next would be social traffic. Where's the social traffic coming from? Is it from Facebook? Is it from Instagram? Is it from Snapchat? Where's it coming from? What are the top keywords that are being used by competitors? I'm just scrolling through here, guys. Let's see. How many visits do they get over time? Channel overviews. Some of this we talked about, so I'm scrolling through just to in the interest of time and in the interest of how I'm burning and melting in this car. When it comes to top keywords, you want to know how the keywords rank, the organic keyword that you're looking for, and then SEO clicks per month. You want to also know what the search engine optimization looks like. How is it optimized, right? Is it optimized or is it not? You want to know when you're writing content and when you're posting, is it actually optimized, right? And then you also want to know the traffic source. Is it a direct, like for your competitors, are they getting a direct percentage? Is it direct traffic? Is it email traffic? Is it referrals traffic? Is it social? Is it organic? Is it paid? Is it displayed ads? Or and then the total monthly traffic? If you put that into a small spreadsheet, you'll know what's working. So maybe if 1% of one of your competitors uses paid ads, and then the other one doesn't use any paid ads, and then maybe if half of the traffic is organic for one of your competitors and the other one has like 25% organic traffic, and half of the traffic for that other first, the other half is the other half of the traffic for that first competitor is direct, and the other person has maybe, I don't know, 30-40%. And then there's others coming from referrals. You want to know, like, okay, if none of these people are spending money and none of them are using social, maybe you shouldn't either, but I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying, like, these are just tips, right? Looking at these things. And we'll end there for now. I'll be adding more to this. I'll probably make a part 2. I'm melting in this car, guys, so I'm going to be signing off. But I really hope this was helpful, these tips for, you know, digital marketing, at least how to analyze and plan an analysis for yourself. That's the first part. We're not completely done talking about this, but that's all for now, because I am severely melting. I've been in here nearly 27 minutes, a little bit more, but nearly 27 minutes on the recording. And, whew, I'm sweating so much, like the sweat's in my eyes. So, but I think it's good to sweat. So I'm basically kind of doing this on purpose too, but I don't want to take much longer. All right, guys, thanks for listening, and sorry about these quirky, weird recording spaces, but, I'm trying to improve it, but I really appreciate anyone who's listening to this information. Thanks, bye.